I don't think I ever paused in 19 years of releasing music to enjoy the spoils of my labor. So I started what I thought was going to be a little bit of a sabbatical, and it's turned into a hiatus. And I'm okay with it because I feel like for so long, in the last 8 years since I moved here, turned something I loved and was passionate about into, it started feeling like a dead end job that, quickly turned from passion and art into something that was metric oriented and devoid of joy. And
Yeah.
I think it's okay to press pause on that if the process is like affecting the thing you love. It no longer felt good, and it didn't feel like I was taking something like from my soul and putting it out there. It felt like, oh well, people are demanding this, so I think we should go in this direction. And
Yeah.
even when you release something independently, right? Now you're telling me that if my money is at stake, if I'm putting 15 lakhs into the production of something, I can't be so careless as to think I'm going to make whatever I want.
Yeah.
If my money's on the line, I still have to be answerable to my money
Yeah.
and make that work. And
Changes the dynamic.
it changes the
completely.
dynamics. And then, it was easy when I was working with a label or whatever to complain and be like, well, I feel unhappy because someone's telling me what to do.
Yeah.
Well, I still felt unhappy when I had to, back myself. So I'm okay with the fact that I've taken such a long break. I haven't put out music in a year. And the calls to, be in a studio and collaborate with people and work with them are innumerable, but I'm just not there right now. And that's okay. I think, let's say somebody who comes out of university and they're 21 years old, by the time they're 41, they're going to get bored. Or
Yeah, I mean,
they're-
I'm a great example of that, right? I
Yeah.
had a dream job in a great company. I just got bored. I just didn't want to be there anymore. And very, very much like yourself, I had calls from so many people.
but it doesn't change how you feel.
Yeah.
Someone could dangle, a really great salary and good benefits and a future and, upward mobility in front of you. But if it's not speaking to what you want to do at that time,
Yeah.
no one's going to be able to convince you back into doing that thing.
Yeah.
So I think I'm in this really great exploratory phase of what can I do with this skill of connection that goes beyond music. And maybe somewhere it'll bring me back to becoming a musician. I will never be able to stop making music. That's what I was like born to do. Like I said, I feel like it's a divine blessing and a gift. But I'm not happy anymore. And I think I wrestled with that for the past year, and then I realized I'm allowed to enjoy what I've earned and worked so hard for, and hope that I come back to it naturally when the time is right.
Yeah. I can tell you from my experience, I mean, I completely understand exactly what you're going through because I felt the same.
Existential crisis.
Yeah, dread. What is this? Is this worth it? I don't even care for the money anymore.
Yeah, right. And imagine going from Google and that placement and that sort of like expectation and education and all of these things.
Yeah, into basically, what I did was, so I mean, I was not just at Google. I was at the forefront of one of the most exciting music industries in the world. And I continued
in charge of it.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I was like, this just isn't making sense anymore.
Yeah.
And
What about it wasn't making sense?
just the structures, the corporate structure for me just wasn't making any more sense. I was seeing, it was like being in the middle of a bloodbath, right? Like colleagues of mine who I'd known for 10 plus years, who'd been in the company for 16, 18 years, were getting laid off left, right, and center. You know, and like when you hear these personal stories of people you know so well, I took a conscious decision, and I can give you parallels, right? A friend of mine who also used to be a flatmate, so we were really close. He spent his days waiting to get laid off.
Oh God.
Because Google was giving a very, very generous layoff package. And I was of the opinion that I have fortunately worked long enough in this company, I worked myself a big enough cushion that I'd rather take the dignity of a resignation
Than being laid off.
Because I saw what it did to people. I saw people who were at really high positions. They were getting $2.5 million US. as part of their severance packages. But the immediate result of that layoff was absolute like traumatic, right? They were
carnage.
Yeah, they were just like lost.
Yeah.
It's a big part of your identity that
100%.
somebody else has decided you can't have anymore.
Yeah.
Somebody else has decided that you don't work here anymore. People are getting laid off in the middle of a meeting. Can you imagine you're on a meeting, like on a Google Meet, and like it's just gone, like the screen's just turned
Hey,
blank.
John, pack your bags.
Exactly.
Been great, buddy.
Yeah. No, you don't get to do that.
My God.
You're saying, hey, here's the update, and boom, your screen's blank. You've prepared for this meeting.
Wait, that's how it goes?
Yeah, that's how the first round of layoffs happened.
Oh, wow.
So it was pretty brutal. People like one person I knew, she got laid off in the middle of a meeting which was happening at midnight her time. She was in Singapore in a meeting with the US at midnight her time. And in between the meeting, she got laid off. So she couldn't go to sleep that night because she had no idea what happened, because the information finally came to her the next morning. So when I look at people like that, and I was like, look, sure, getting laid off is cool because you get some money and you're anyway thinking of leaving the company. So it's a nice little payoff, but it's very different from being completely in control. And I chose that. Like I chose control. I said, okay, cool. I want to leave, so I'll leave on my own terms. And I left, and I reduced my life down to the most basic human life that you could have. I didn't go traveling. I didn't go to gigs.
You're like, I don't need to find myself. I know I'm good on that.
No, so basically that's what I did. I was like, okay, now I'm going to figure out what I want to do next, because I've spent my whole career
Being this
doing
thing.
just this. Yeah, this was my identity, because I started at Google straight out of college.
Yeah, it's wild.
So, and I'm pretty sure it's the same for you, right? Like being a singer is your identity.
Yeah, and I mean, it's something that, like, I've always been so proud of because I was good at it. It's always great when you get to be excellent at a thing and also make money from it, you know? And it's...
And have no formal training.
And I felt very proud to be good at this thing at a level that few people could be good at. I think you can throw a rock in any direction and you'll find 100 singers. But I took a lot of pride in the fact that I was an excellent vocalist and I was an excellent songwriter. But, you know, in per our previous conversation, when I started realizing all of the barriers for any woman, let alone me, to make it to a certain level. And it's not about winning or fame or success. It's that I don't have a single example of a woman in the top 10 on a solo song, non-film. That's sad. The closest people will get is a collaboration.
Yeah.
Right? Which would be Hiatus for Jocelyn Royal. But that's Hiatus, Jocelyn Royal, and Arijit Singh. And hats off to her. She composed like that song, so it is, you know, hers. But when will someone be able to get that without a cosign? You know, and I feel like I waited a decade of my career to see this happen, and it just isn't happening. And that alone was depressing enough to be like, what is this worth, and am I happy? And I just wasn't happy anymore.
Ow!